Hello, my name is Eileen. I am a compulsive overeater. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the gray sheet. Write them down, call them into my sponsor, and don't eat in between no matter what. And abstinence is the most important thing in the world to me. Today, I'm calling from our Taos, New Mexico GreySheeters Anónimos meeting. And the topic that I'm going to talk about today is it's easier to stay gray sheet abstinent than to get gray sheet abstinent again. And I say this because we've seen many folks come and go in our program that have a hard time staying abstinent through a day and then tell themselves perhaps that they'll pick it up tomorrow and they might as well just eat whatever they want to eat. And sometimes people discover that it's not so easy once you've picked up the food, because then the cravings begin and you're left with the physical, mental, and emotional effects of this disease in short order. And so my feeling is, and my experience is that because I've done both, I did get gray sheet abstinent many, many years ago, and found that the food plan really, really worked for me. I really liked the food that I was able to eat on the gray sheet. I was not hungry in between my meals, and the weight fell off pretty simply, especially the first time when I was in my 30s. The second time, so what happened was I lost all the weight, and I thought, oh, I can do this by myself. I just don't have to call my food into a sponsor, or I just don't have to do it every single day, all the time, or I just don't have to weigh my food. I know how to do this. I can do this myself. I don't have to go to meetings. And within very short order, I was back up and running in my disease, and I could not get back on the beam. It took me 8 or 9 years, and I need to tell you that what was going through my mind in those 8 or 9 years was not, I want to be abstinent, I want to be abstinent, I want to be abstinent. It was, I hate my body, I hate you, I hate anybody that's thin, I hate that I can't eat what I want to eat. I'm not really an overeater. I hate those gray sheet people that weigh and measure their food all the time. Anyway, so my thinking got really, really distorted very, very quickly. And so it took me a really long time to even remember that I was a compulsive eater who had this fatal disease, a fatal malady if I'm not in recovery. And I believe that today. And it's not because the food that I ate necessarily would kill me, but the food sets into motion the disease that wants me dead. And I can't believe, it's really interesting I'm saying these words because I don't usually think about it this way. But when I'm talking about how important abstinence is to me, that's how dramatic it really is. Everything starts getting corroded when I am in the food, and I am negative, and I am unhappy, and I'm depressed, and I'm hopeless, and I don't want to be with people, and I hate being by myself, and I'm getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and I don't want to buy bigger clothes, and I don't want to go out in public, and I get to the point where I just hate my life completely. And that's why, for me, this is a fatal malady. And the second thing that I need to tell you is that it took a huge reorganization spiritually for me to even become willing to think about getting abstinent again. And that happened when I did the Steps Out of the Big Book with a sponsor in another program. And I wasn't even thinking about Gray Sheet, but it was all over my fourth step as one of my major ways to cope with my life. One of my major coping mechanisms was I would eat. So I'd get angry, and I'd tell myself that the people hated me and they weren't any good. And what would I do? I would eat over it to make myself feel better. But I never felt better when I ate. Not after that first bite went down. And I just got that hopeless, sinking feeling again, like I'm never going to get out of this. So when I did a 4-step, and when I was able to look at my life and see that this is exactly what happens to me whenever I pick up the food, which is that I get completely insane and I forget anything good about my life. And and I had this new and better relationship with my higher power. So when I was doing prayer and meditation in these times, after doing my fourth and fifth step, I got the willingness to see that, yes, I still have this disease. I'm now that much heavier than I was when I first came in, gained all the weight back and more, and that I did know about a solution for the food. And when I came back with a vengeance, and I'm here to stay. And my name is Eileen, and I never want to leave this program. And that's my message for today. Thank you.